Beau here, and welcome to my channel. So I've had a little bit of a demand for this video on basically my new business, where I've been and where I'm actually going. I'm currently in Mexico, in Valladolid. I always put a V on it, but it's Valladolid, and I'm out in the open. There's a mariachi band playing over there, and there's cars driving by. So hopefully you're gonna be able to hear me fine. I think it'll be great. So just a little bit of reminder, this video, I'm not bragging. It's just basically my last 4 years of being a videographer. I'm gonna tell you guys about me and some personal things. And just remember, this happened over 4 years. This is not an overnight thing whatsoever. Somebody's also running a chainsaw now, but hey. So first thing, here's my first video that I've ever done right here. It is 4 a.m. in the morning and I am heading to the airport. My flight goes from since you told me what to my 18-hour flight to Hong Kong. Well, surprise, I am not in Thailand. I guess our plane had too much headwind, or the pilot got tired. I'm guessing the pilot just got tired. And we landed in South Korea. So I'm in South Korea tonight. They put me up in a very, very nice hotel. And I'll show you guys around. First off, would you look at that view? I believe it's called Seoul. Not positive. We got on a Well, I made it back to my hotel room. I am beyond exhausted. That 17-hour flight today from Dallas to, well, it's supposed to be Hong Kong. It just wore me out. I did get quite a bit of sleep, but just flying 17 hours sitting in a plane. I am so grateful that I vlogged this trip, and it's a vlog, not blog, but at this point in my life, I really wanted to become a vlogger, but looking back, I'm beyond glad that I did it and just made the leap, because, I mean, there are certain parts whenever I rewatch these videos from time to time, I will rewatch it and I'll be like, oh hey, I completely forgot that I did that. I completely forgot I did that. Like, you do not realize the amount of stuff that you forget. And also, I'll be able to show like these videos of Thailand to my kids, and they'll be like, what was wrong with you? But yeah, it's just like, but there was absolutely no color grading whatsoever. The stabilization on these videos is like zilch. I basically knew how to drag and drop on a Final Cut timeline, and that was it. I didn't even know how to like change the audio, like no keyframing whatsoever. Like, I mean, just nothing. But yeah, the beginning also just drives me off the wall right here. Like the world turning and goes da na na. Like, what was wrong with me? However, fast forward to now, I can see how much better I am at speaking in front of the camera. Back then, like, it would take me like 10 tries to be like, good morning and welcome to my vlog. Like, I'd be like, good. Like, I have a speech impediment. I just made it to my note. So I stutter a ton, especially whenever I'm nervous. And I remember like, yeah, I remember having to do like intros like 10 times and stuff like that. And then that wasn't even the worst part of it. I remember having to re-watch the intros, and then that would get in my head also. And it was just like, and then all of a sudden one day I kind of started to catch on, but I still catch myself from time to time where I have to refilm intros. I have to refilm stuff because I start stuttering and get nervous. But I remember back then that it was just like miserable. And the miserable part wasn't doing the 10 takes. The miserable part was rewatching the 10 takes. So the next step in my life that we're going to talk about is this video I did. It's called EF Ultimate Break Thailand.
Taking time, baby, playing it through. And yeah, I basically made a short little promo video. For that trip, however, I really didn't focus on videoing whatsoever. I basically focused on photography. I got a brand new A6300 for this trip. I started out with the G7X and that was it. G7X and a Phantom 3, that was my whole camera gear. And then I finally splurged, and I think I spent $1,200 for like 2 lenses and the A6300. And I remember at this point in my, I guess my film career, photo career, I finally started to like get chills. And if you're actually, like if you really have passion about something, or this is the way I see it, if you really have passion about something, where if you do something really, really, really good, you finally get that shot you've been chasing, you finally get a photo edited just like perfect, and you got chills and you're like, oh man, wow. But I remember getting chills, but however, looking at the footage now, like the angles and stuff, sometimes I get chills, but like my color grading was not very good. I mean, like, I have stuff way, way oversaturated, which part of it is a lot of that footage is from a GoPro, and take it from me, GoPro footage is just hard to color grade and stuff like that. It comes oversaturated, so you try to dumb it down, and then it's just the tug of war the whole time, and that's the way I see it. But yeah, that is the first time in my life where I started getting like chills. Like I remember taking a couple photos and I'd be like, oh, that's such a badass photo. I'd just be like my excitement. And also for that trip, I actually had a goal of, I wanted my friends that went on the trip to be able to go home and have photos that were like actually kind of professionally taken. And I was no way a professional, but I mean, what's the saying? Fake it till you make it. So yeah, I had to fake it till I made it virtually, and I still haven't made it, but hey, we'll get to that here in a minute. Next, I started dabbling in commercials, and by dabbling, I mean like, they were pretty bad. Here are 2 of them. Beau here. I don't always drink, but when I do, I drink Boot Hill Distillery. They have a wide range of products, so I guarantee they have something for you. And did I mention that Boot Hill Distillery is a soil 2-sip operation, which means all grain used in the process is grown here locally in Kansas by the owners. What are you waiting on? Go to www.boothilldistillery.com, type in your zip code, and it'll come up with all the liquor stores near you that sell Boot Hill Distillery products. And don't forget to come by for a tour and a cocktail. My personal favorite is the Dove. I hope to see you there.
Mike Goodman here with Walrod Insurance Services, located in downtown Sublette, Kansas. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time today to tell you about myself, as well as explain a little bit about how we do business here. We are an independent insurance agency, which means we represent multiple insurance companies, which allows us to not only find the best coverage, but do so in an affordable fashion. Every morning when we open our doors for business, our mission is not just to sell you a product, but instead to help you protect what matters to you most by helping you manage that risk. Growing up on my family's farm, I learned from an early age the risk associated with agriculture as well as life in general. Since graduating from the University of Georgia with a degree in agriculture, I have since stayed true to my roots by working for several cattle operations to help them achieve their goals. In July of 2017, my wife Lindy and I moved to Sublette to start an independent insurance agency, with soon thereafter our son, Oakland, being born in February. In today's fast-paced world, we understand that sometimes things like insurance can be stressful and hard to understand. It is our goal here at Walrod Insurance Services to provide a custom-fit plan that fits your needs, is affordable, and yet easy to understand. I look forward to meeting you and your family to discuss your insurance needs. You can find us in downtown Sublette, Kansas at 109 South Edmond Street, right across from Cattleman's, or reach us at 316-833-3063.
So the one I did for the insurance company, I liked it, however, there was no noise cancellation whatsoever. On both of them, no noise cancellation, and no keyframes, which just drive me insane. For the Distillery, that was more or less just like a passion one. My buddy owns it, and I just kind of wanted to make something that I could put in my Philippine series videos to basically what my friend was doing, because we're really good friends. And I wanted to kind of maybe get on the track of not having to wait till YouTube monetized me and get monetized somewhere else. And luckily I did that, because it kind of started just like the door just kind of was kind of creaked at that point where I was like, all right, we might be able to do something here. Then I moved to the Philippines. I lived there about 4 months, and this was the point in my life I put out this video. Do you ever stop and think, what if I hadn't taken that road? What if I chased my passion and not someone else's? Would things be different? Or would your life still be on hold just for one more day and one more dollar? These are the questions I asked myself before I made this decision. Is it the right decision? Only time will tell. But I know without a doubt, I'm leaving all my cards on the table. I'm chasing this passion till it dies. If you want to follow my journey, please subscribe to me on YouTube and reach out to me on Instagram. I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Until next time, Beau out. At this point, I was thinking, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I could potentially make this work. I love the Philippines, but I just really had this deal of, I could potentially make this work, and I really started to hone in on my craft and really work on my storytelling and really trying to not focus on statistics virtually, but focus on what I wanted to film, what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to share with the world. Then I did a bike series for my dad.
Goodbye. I'm going to ride my bike.
That series was like one of the biggest projects, like just like it was a 4-video series, but like each of them were in between like 20 minutes to like 15 minutes. Like they were just massive videos, and I had so much footage that I had to comb through, but the trip was just incredible. He basically rode his bike 400 miles in like 2 days, which is like, I mean, people do it, but in my mind and a lot of my viewers, I'm sure it's unheard of. So if you have not checked out that series, do it. But that was kind of the point where I really kind of started refining my storytelling and really realized that there were people out there that wanted to see people do like not just off the wall crazy things, but things that like inspire other people. After that, the pandemic hit, and guess what? I couldn't get back to the Philippines. So I went to work at a distillery that one of my best friends owned, and yeah, I just kind of started doing their media stuff, doing videos for them. I had basically a series that Beau here, and welcome back to week 12 on Kelman Farms. This week we're talking about the end of R1 and the beginning of blister or R2. I hope you enjoy. We discussed R1 in last week's video. R1 is when the silk becomes visible out of the husk. R2 is when the kernels inside the husk start to swell and have clear liquid inside. As you can see on the right, this ear is still in R1 and is finishing up being pollinated. On the left, the ear is pollinated and is in R2. R2 is when the nutrients are being stockpiled into the kernels. If the nutrients are lacking, the corn plant could start to cannibalize itself to produce the next generation of kernels. That is why it is always important to look at the leaves of the plant to check for nutrient deficiencies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. I told people how corn grew, and that was an extremely trying time, and we're talking like almost, probably about a year ago. That was a very trying time for me. It definitely tested our friendship, but I would not trade it for anything. From that, I basically learned how to streamline my editing, because like it was basically, we wanted, because time is money, and it was basically a deal of you have an hour to edit a video. And at that time, so there was certain shortcuts that I had to take, but there's also certain areas that I'm like, now whenever I get to editing, I mindlessly, I can just be like bang, 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 bang. That needs to go there, this needs to go there. So I can mindlessly edit thanks to that opportunity. Now I'm here in Mexico. I'm just coming off of my 2 favorite projects that I've ever done. And it's not just like they're my favorite projects, but I personally think they're like the best ones that I've ever done. I filmed 2 commercials. One of them was for the distillery. It was basically the project that ended my media job with them. And here it is.
As a 5th generation farmer, I was looking to advance my family farm, and I started to think, how do we take our grain further than what we typically do on the farm? We plant and grow corn and wheat, then harvest it to fill our grain bins, before eventually selling to the market, at whatever price that market may offer. Boot Hill Distillery was born by a farmer looking to add value to and share what my family has done for generations.
Boot Hill Distillery is distilling award-winning spirits atop the infamous Boot Hill Cemetery site in world-famous Dodge City, Kansas. Using our own grain, we're taking farm distilling back to its early American roots. Not only have we created Kansas's first soil-to-sip distillery, but a world-class distillery at that. Our spirits have won more than 25 awards at competitions and are currently sold across the nation.
We are continuously improving the way we farm. Our goal is to be as efficient and sustainable as possible, while growing crops that not only feed the world, but also are best suited for spirit production and taste. When the last truck of grain leaves the field after harvest, my job growing the crop as a farmer is finished until next year. As the grain is delivered to the distillery, however, our job as distillers is just beginning.
From field to distillery, to barrel, and eventually to bottle, the process ahead is no easy task. Milling, mashing, fermenting, distilling, and bottling are all labor-intensive and require meticulous care, making our spirits truly soil to sip. Once distilled, our whiskeys are then filled into charred oak barrels. The wild Kansas weather and winds do the rest during the aging process.
I set out to create a whiskey that is uniquely our own and built from the untamed Wild West. Our whiskey connects my family's rich farming heritage with the history of Dodge City, bringing good company and good spirits together.
We are Boot Hill Distillery, and we craft soil-to-sip spirits.
And here is the one I did for the insurance company.
We insure vehicles, we insure businesses, we insure farms, we insure homes, we insure antiques, we insure RVs. Mike Goodman here with Walrod Insurance Services in Sublette, Kansas. We are proud to be Haskell County's #1 trusted choice agency for auto, home, life, business, as well as farm insurance. We understand that you have many options as to where you place your insurance business, and it would be an absolute honor to be able to earn your business not only for 1 year, but for a lifetime.
For this video, was really special to me because I basically directed the video. I filmed the video, like Mike had some ideas, and then I kind of just went off on a tangent, and I was like, you know, your idea's good, but I want your video to stick out. So I kind of like switched around parts of the video and made it all kind of tie together in a more catchy way. Both of these videos though, the color grading to me is just like, I really worked hard at that, not oversaturating stuff and just really kind of honing in on that. The keyframes, a lot of them have keyframes, which a keyframe is this. I'll let the camera do it right now. Like, it looks like the camera's zooming in, but the camera's not zooming in. I just keyframed it in and out on Final Cut Pro. And last, background bokeh. You can probably see a little bit behind me, but background bokeh is blur, and it intensifies your subject, and I finally I haven't mastered that, but I'm like, it has it in there, and those kind of shots give me chills. Whenever you have background bokeh, your subject's just like wham. And like the insurance video, this Mike's like wham, like Mike's in your face, and Mike's right there. Everything else is kind of blurred out to where it's like, everything pulls focus into him. So I have bokeh in there. I definitely haven't mastered it, like I said, but those are the shots that like now, like I remember on that shoot with Mike, I was like, man, Mike, like that shot kind of gave me chills. And he's like, well, I guess that's a good sign. I was like, yeah, that's a good sign. Now let's tie this all together. So this is only part of my business. This is part of my business that most of you guys are seeing in the States. However, there's a whole nother part of my business that's slowly blossoming. And whenever I went to Mexico about 2 months ago for 3 weeks, I kind of started hinting at this is the direction I was going, and I started slowly building up a portfolio. So my new business is basically, I go to hostels, I go to hotels, and I basically film them a short promo video they can put on their Instagram. I put it on my Instagram, I put it on my Facebook, I put it on YouTube. So whenever they Google that company's name, my video comes up. And it benefits them because all of a sudden people have a short video that they can watch and be like, that is where I want to stay. And it helps me because people get more exposure to me as well.
Welcome to Kuka Makuka. It is a family-owned boutique-style hostel that has a perfect location in the sleepy beach town of Puerto Morales. With Kuka Makuka being 2 blocks from the beach and 30 minutes from Cancun and Playa del Carmen, the location couldn't be better. They have 4-bed and 6-bed dorm rooms. All beds come with a full set of sheets, shower towel, outlets, privacy curtain, and a large storage locker. They also have a fully furnished kitchen where you can cook one or all your meals. With Kuka Makuka being 3 blocks away from the supermarket, having a full kitchen is ideal. On the roof, they are currently building a pool that will have a seating area, shade, and an amazing view of the ocean. If you're planning on working while staying here, this is a great place to do it. They offer fast Wi-Fi speeds and a common living area to set your office up in. If you would like to stay at Kuka Makuka, a bed can be booked through Hostel World, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook.
So yeah, that is my new branch of my business that I wanted to tell you guys about. And kind of, so basically what I do is I make commercials for companies in the States where they can like promote it on Facebook. It's basically like basically showcasing who they are and telling their story. And then my other part is basically telling the story of a hostel, basically showcasing how good they are, showcasing how good of a hotel it is, like that sort of thing. Like I said earlier, in no way do I want this video to come off like I'm bragging. I basically want to show you guys what you could do if you throw all caution to the wind. For me, those cautions were the fear of going broke is a big one for me. The fear of what other people think, and I still battle that one every single day. And the fear of overcoming my speech impediment. You guys probably notice it, and I say so a lot, but that's also kind of like, that's my crutch. So I'm slowly working on not saying so much, but yeah, so it's basically me throwing my fear or my caution of fear to the wind and being like, all right, let's see what happens. And so far, the doors have kindly started to creak open more and more and more and more, and I can just feel the momentum. The ball is rolling, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm extremely happy with where I am, but in my mind, I'm not a professional yet, and I don't know if I'll ever be ever be able to classify myself as a professional, just simply because there's no way I want to be a year from now, there's no way I want to be the same person that I am right now, because I'm continually evolving and trying to make myself better and better and better, honing in on my video editing, and just as being a person myself. So hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps somebody, and if you have any questions whatsoever about my film gear, if I can help you in any way on basically anything on traveling, or anything you think that I'm an expert in, just go ahead and you can send me a DM, you can send something to my email that's down below, and we'll be in touch, and I'll help you out in however I can. So hey, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a bit of a long one, but I hope it was a good one, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And guess what? I'm leaving.